Hey everybody, welcome back to the Scentitar Fragrance channel. Thank you so much for being here today. Today, it's going to be a wonderful review. This topic was suggested by none other than Eric Lavelle. Thank you so much, buddy, for your commentary. And there's so many of you. I love having conversations with you and getting to know you. He suggested this topic of a video. And if you ever have a suggestion for a video, I would love to hear it. So let's jump into this one. Top 10 fragrances that I either sold or gave away. And of course, there's a few of them that I even traded. So this is going to be a lot of fun. And first off, I do want to say that I am not disrespecting these fragrances. I am not saying that these fragrances are bad. A lot of these are fantastic fragrances, and I really have and do recommend some of them for very good reasons. So the first one we got to talk about is none other than Polo Red. Now Polo Red is a beautiful, crispy red, sweet fragrance. I really do like saffron. Saffron is beautiful if it's used in the right way. It makes the fragrance more classy, more luxurious. And this fragrance really has that kind of vibe to it. Now, you're going to get about a 4-hour fragrance in performance, so it doesn't perform very well, which is a knock against it. And I felt like I didn't find many occasions to wear it. I have fragrances that I feel suit my personality better and are more on the classy side of things. So this was a fragrance that was hard for me to wear. So, but if you're still a classic kind of guy and you want a very playful, sweet kind of fragrance that still has that classic kind of vibe to it, Polo Red is still a top seller. I think it still sells really well. There's a reason why it was one of the ones out of Polo's line that got a bunch of flankers. You know, it sells really well. So Polo Red is really good. If you're a younger guy, I do feel like you can pull this off. It's not too old, but it does have a little bit more of a, I guess you could say, a retro feel to the fragrance. But overall, a really good date fragrance. I don't think this fragrance performs enough to get you noticed, out and about. So unless you really douse yourself with it. So the next one is Trussardi My Land. Now, I will admit that Jeremy Fragrance put this on my radar. He kind of convinced me to buy it. At the time, it was cheaper, it was easier to get, so I jumped on it. Now, it's a little bit more expensive, the supply's dried up, and the only place you can get it is eBay. So I sold mine, and somebody got a really deal that they were really happy about. So this fragrance smells very similar to CH Men, but this one has a little bit more of a dry feel. It's not as playful, it's not as youthful. It has a little bit of this aquatic nature that really bothered me. Maybe it was my skin chemistry, and I really didn't enjoy the added kind of leather vibe, or the kind of like suede-like leather in the dry down. I just felt it just didn't smell very good to my nose. Some of you out there might really like it. I know there's some guys out there who really love Trussardi and think that they need more attention. And I look forward to trying more from the brand. I did feel like it had potential. It just didn't work for me, but that's none other than Trussardi's My Land. Now the next one is probably going to shock you. I've hyped it, and it deserves a lot of love, no doubt about it. This is Nautica Voyage. The reason why I sold my bottle of Nautica Voyage was because I outgrew the bottle. I have Versace Pour Homme and Acqua di Gio Essenza. Now I have Bulgari's The Original Aqua, which is another fantastic aquatic fragrance. This one has a really playful melon note. It's kind of a sweet aquatic. It's blended very well, and it's amazing bang for the buck. $20 is already amazing, and you can get this fragrance, and some distributors right now have it as low as about $14. So that's an amazing value. It always got me compliments and positive attention. I just felt like I didn't suit my personality, and I'm going to wear what I love. But it's a really good fragrance, a really good, great gift for a nephew, a cousin, a friend, somebody you're going to, give them their first fragrance they've ever had. Nautica Voyage is definitely one of the best that you could give for their first ever fragrance. So the next one we got to talk about is none other than Mugler Pure Wood. Now, Pure Wood is a fantastic fragrance. I'm not putting down on this one either. This one is a beautiful wood fragrance. It has a very aromatic, light oak note, which is a kind of a beautiful kind of dry or aromatic wood note. This fragrance is kind of the unappreciated or forgotten middle child of the Mugler line. It really is. The one reason it doesn't get a lot of love is because of the distribution. I think it was a limited release and it didn't sell too well. And on top of that is that it doesn't perform the best. It's about a 4-hour fragrance. But if you're more of a masculine guy and you don't like the vibe of a lot of these date-like fragrances and you wanted something, more masculine but still could do it for you for a date night, this one is really recommended. It doesn't perform the best, and but it has more of that patchouli. It still has a little bit of that smokiness, and it has this really interesting wood kind of accord to this fragrance. And overall, it's a lighter composition than really a lot of the other Muglers are. So if that sounds interesting to you, and I would definitely recommend that fragrance. I think it is kind of getting harder to get as well. So the next one is Penguin Original. Now, a fragrance that I have hyped, that I have encouraged guys to check out. Now, again, this is a very light, playful amber fragrance. It does have a little bit of a sandalwood feel to the fragrance, but if you want to dip your foot into amber fragrances for the first time, I really do think that this is a good one to go. It's definitely on the youthful and playful side of things, so if you're an older guy or more of a masculine guy, this fragrance is not going to have the right feel of a fragrance to you. But if you're getting a gift for a nephew again, if you're getting a gift for a cousin, a younger brother, some kind of situation where they're younger than 18, this is really one of the best fragrances for them out there. It really can get you compliments. It can be a good date fragrance, no doubt about it. The Penguin Original is really one of those fragrances that very few fragrances in the designer game have done. About the only other one is Baldessarini's Ambre. I believe I said that right. And that one is fantastic for the money as well, but it's getting harder to get, and you'll pay about 2 times, if not more, for that one. So Penguin Original is definitely a good fragrance in the designer world. Good bang for the buck. Really good gift for a younger guy. Now let's talk about Terre d'Hermes. Intense Vetiver is the next one. So Intense Vetiver is more of a linear fragrance, especially from a Terre d'Hermes, which usually their fragrances have a little bit more of a development to them. Intense Vetiver is a wonderful vetiver fragrance that has this light, woody, kind of luxurious feel to the fragrance. It does almost have this boozy kind of vibe to it. It definitely reminds me of M7 Absolute. Now, it's not a clone. It's not very similar, but it reminds me of it. A very woody, very classy fragrance that has this refined nature to it. A very good offering, but it's kind of linear. It's about a 7-hour fragrance, but it does perform very solid. It keeps going, it keeps punching, just like some other reviewers have talked about. It really does a good job. But somebody out there really wanted this fragrance. When I first got it, I got it from a family member. Actually, they did a vacation to France, and I was so lucky to get my hands on it. It had really limited distribution or no distribution in the US, so I felt kind of special that I had a fragrance that just about nobody else had. One of the first times that's ever happened to me. But somebody else out there really wanted to get this fragrance. It's for some reason the distribution is still very limited in the US for some odd reason. But a very interesting fragrance. If you're a woody fragrance lover, I definitely would recommend it. It's definitely a good one if you just love woody fragrances. So the next one is none other than Perry Ellis 360 Red. Now this is another compliment getter on the cheap, one of the best cheapies or affordable fragrances that you can get. It's a fantastic, kind of a clone of Acqua di Gio. I feel like it has a little bit more of an airy nature to it instead of kind of the aquatic nature of Acqua di Gio. So it can be even more mass appealing. It performs better, no doubt about it. It doesn't smell as natural, especially up close. And it has a little bit of a pinch of a spicy vibe to it. But overall, it's a fantastic fragrance, no doubt about it. Really do like it. There was somebody when I was at college, they were about to be engaged, and I felt like they really needed a fragrance in their life. They really did like it. I let them try it out, and it did really good things for them in their life. So I was happy that I helped a friend out, and that they got to try out this fragrance. So Perry Ellis 360 Red, especially if you're a younger guy and you want an affordable fragrance on the cheap, or if you just want an Aqua di Gio like fragrance that performs better, and just for going out and about every day, and perhaps it can smell even a little bit more modern to you, which it can be a really good thing for you. Definitely check out Perry Ellis 360 Red. It's gotten a lot of hype and a lot of love on and off in the fragcom for a very good reason. So the next one is Perry Ellis M. Now M is a kind of a powdery, classy vanilla fragrance for men. Now that combination does not sound like a masculine fragrance, and trust me, it's more on the unisex side of things, but it does seem to lean a little bit more masculine. It was very hard for me to wear. It did not suit my personality, so it just didn't suit my style of things. And honestly, I couldn't think, even if I liked it, very few occasions or any occasions to wear it. It would be great. It would be great for a wedding. It would be really great if you're just, I don't know, like to wear white all the time. Maybe a white suit. Maybe if I wanted to dress up like Colonel Sanders. I don't know. It didn't. I don't know who that fragrance was really for. I don't think a lot of men out there want to smell like a very classy, elegant kind of vanilla, and it doesn't smell the most natural up close. Don't get me wrong, but in the air, it actually does smell really good. So if you're a really confident lady, and you want something more mature and more confident, but you like vanilla, you might want to try it out. And if you're a guy, in my opinion, I would steer you away from that one. But that's just my opinion. The next one is Dirty English. And this one does get some love in the fragrance community. Some guys really stick by this one. I feel like it's too synthetic for my taste. I really don't like the composition. It feels kind of dirty, but it feels kind of flat. It feels kind of dry, but it's not too dry. It smells kind of ambery, but it's not too ambery. So overall, it just doesn't do any of the things it's trying to do very well for my nose. And overall, I got very poor performance on my skin. I get like 3 hours if I'm lucky. So it doesn't perform on my skin at all. And if you like that fragrance, I would really recommend that you go out and get a sample of Costume National Soul. Now Soul is it's much more intense, it's much better composed, it smells a lot better in my opinion. So definitely check out Costume National Homme if you like Dirty English. I think even though it costs more, no doubt about it, I think it's gonna do you much better and it performs much better, so it's really worth it. So the last one we gotta talk about is Viktor & Rolf Antidote. Now, I did a review on this fragrance, and I really did talk about how enjoyable this fragrance was, how unique it is, and how I think it really helped the fragrance game change when Tom Ford was, deciding to, launch his line and kind of change as a perfumer. So I still feel like this is a historical fragrance, but I did let it go because I love my Terre d'Hermès Eau Trace Fresh. It's one of my favorite fragrances, and just about any time I wanted to wear this fragrance, I was reminded how much I love Terre d'Hermès Eau Trace Fresh. I really wanted to wear that fragrance, and if I ever did want something more on the refined side and more on the classy side, I have Daniel Hossier's Kaleidoscope, which smells somewhat similar. It almost smells like Boise de Portugal by Creed, and I think it is a fantastic fragrance and it's very classy. So Viktor & Rolf Antidote was collecting dust on my shelf. I wanted to free up money for other things. It's still a fantastic fragrance. I still really do recommend it if you want a very interesting, complex, kind of a modern fougere kind of fragrance. I wish somebody out there, maybe one of those clone houses, can make a clone of this. If they're able to pull it off, I would say that not only are you good at fragrances, perhaps cloning or having inspired fragrances, perhaps you are a master of fragrances. And I do think that some of those houses that are kind of called clone houses and disrespected, some of the perfumers behind them actually are very good at what they do. So this has been my top 10, best fragrances that I either sold or gave away. In the comments below, I would love to know what fragrances you have sold or given away, and maybe even the story behind it. Did you get tired of it? Did you dislike the projection? Did somebody give you a compliment, or perhaps they even insulted your fragrance because they hated it? Did your significant other say they really disliked it and you couldn't wear it around them? Was it something like that? Let me know in the comments below. If you've stuck around to the end, please give me a like, comment, and a subscribe, because I think you like my content and I'm always uploading. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss an episode and you get notified when I upload a new video. So thank you so much for being here. It's been fun to do this video. It was a really fun idea. Anybody out there, if you want to be tagged, if you want to take this video idea, please do it and let me know that you did. If you credit me, that would be wonderful. But let's get going. The fragrance community is great. A lot of us seem to talk about the negatives. Let's talk about the positives. So I'll see y'all next time. This has been the Scentitar Fragrance Channel. And don't forget to wear what you love. I'll see you next time. And have a great one. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you. And bye.